What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fam, 49er gang? This is your boy Niner Gang podcast back in the building with another video. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything, any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it. It has been a nightmare, people. 3-game losing streak, man. This is pretty pathetic. We can't score more than 17 points. We have a kicker who finally was called on once and actually made the kick. Last 2 games, he was missing shit. I don't know what's going on with this team. I don't know what's going on with this offense. I don't know if the Brock Purdy magic has worn off. I don't know what's happening, but I can tell you this right now. Brock Purdy looked a lot like Jimmy Garoppolo yesterday. And if anybody doesn't think so, believe me, Jimmy has had plenty of 1 touchdown, 2 interception games in his career as a 49er. Now, yes, there have been lots of times where we have bailed him out of that. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry. That was a piss poor performance from everybody, including Brock Purdy. And what kills me is people are so enamored with him that they will crown him and continue to talk. And shout out to Nick from First Things First. He would never give in to crowning Brock Purdy the guy. And this is the reason why. Defenses have now figured out how to beat us. Our offensive line is ass unless Trent Williams is there. And shit just don't work out. We have scored 17 points in our last 3 games, and we've lost all 3 games. Now, the Cleveland game, we had a chance to win it, but the conditions were there. It was windy, and that last kick, everybody was telling me about how the wind just shifted and knocked it off, or Moody would have made it. All right. It is what it is. But also, the other thing is, when you are out there kicking, maybe you want to test the wind. You know what I'm saying? Before you go out there, have somebody pay attention to the way the ball shifts when it's in the air. I know you're only kicking into the kicking net, or have someone on your squad that all they do is, when you know it's going to be shitty weather, all they do is tell you, hey, you're going to need to boot it a certain way. Something. Do anything. I don't care what it is. But this continual failure is all bad. Now, shout out to Peachy from Nitty Gritty Niners. She pointed out something that Lombardi said about one of our teams being 5-3 and then going on a run and winning the Super Bowl. What's going on, CJ? 5-3 and winning the Super Bowl, but that was Joe Montana. Brock Purdy is not Joe Montana, people. And I understand that he had a fantastic start and everybody became enamored with him, and Kyle called him the real deal and all this other shit. Well, where's the real deal at when we trying to come back from behind? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm asking. Where's the real deal at when we're trying to come from behind? I love the fact that he got out there and he run. He would run. He would get us some yardage. But I'm sorry, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions is piss poor. Last game he had 2 interceptions. Like, he's becoming a turnover machine, and I don't like that. These last few games, his touchdown interception ratio is lopsided in favor of his interceptions, and that's not good. You can't be the leader of the 49ers and then to be out here looking like trash. And this is. This is the issue for me, because if he goes down, we ain't got – what do we have? Sam Darnold, Brandon Allen. These are the guys we're about to hinge our bets on if something ever happens to Brock Purdy. Now, a lot of people will go out there and say, oh, he was playing and he came off a concussion. Here's the thing. When someone fucks up, stop making excuses. Period. Hold him accountable. Steve Wilkes. Hold yourself accountable, because I don't know what you're doing on defense, but shit ain't working. We out there just getting killed. This zone defense is trash. Jamar Chase found every soft spot in that zone, sat down, caught the ball, did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And for as many good plays as Isaiah Oliver had, he had just as many bad plays. So he never wound up getting better on one or the other side. He almost had an interception. Mooney knocked him down. And mind you, I'm watching all this as I'm driving home from California because I had to help my daughter move. And it just kills me at the fact that we just played a piss poor game. Now, yes, CMC had his streak, but you know what's killing me? Seems like the only person who can score is Christian McCaffrey. There's no one else. They know that CMC is his security, is Brock Purdy's security blanket. Kittle couldn't catch the ball yesterday. He was dropping shit. Ayuk dropped the sure pass. Like, I don't know what's going on, but they need to figure it out. And I know a couple years ago, everybody on the team is, well, we don't need to be yelled at, and we don't need to be talked down to get our point across, blah, blah. Well, maybe somebody need to come in the locker room and get in your motherfucking ass. Somebody call Mike Singletary back. Anybody that is a good speech giver that lights a fire under this defense's ass, call them. Because right now, it ain't looking good. Armstead had 2 sacks yesterday. Those were his first 2 sacks of the season, people. We are 8 games deep. This is not like over-the-top type shit. We're not doing anything spectacular. We are losing because our O-line is trash. We are losing because our quarterback has now shown why he was a 7th-round pick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, man. This shit is not going to work. Now, we play Green Bay after the fucking bye. We got a bye week, so everybody needs to get healthy, take their time, do whatever they need to do. You got to hope and pray Debo can come back because Debo obviously is a very integral part of this defense because he scares defenders. But, excuse me, the one thing I'll say is, Kyle, where's your innovativeness? Isn't Danny Gray healthy? Why ain't we using him? Isn't Ronnie Bell healthy? Why are we using him? Why are we continually giving the ball to Elijah fucking Mitchell, who can do nothing, when Jordan Mason is right there? Mason looked good in his last couple of games. But now randomly we relegate him to special teams for a dude who can't even stay on the fucking field. This is the shit I'm talking about, people. This is what we deal with. We have a head coach who has his head so far up his ass that he does what he normally does. He falls in love with the player, and he has to make them work because he has to be right. That is egotistical and very narcissistic. Sir, I need you to calm the fuck down and start realizing that there are certain experiments that you do that ain't gonna fucking work. And I need you to figure out how to have a plan B after your dumbass script is over. If we can't run the ball, we can't do shit. You know why? Because if we run the ball, it sets up the pass. That is exactly how Kyle Shanahan's offense works. It's always been that way. But it's killing me at the fact that we can't run the ball. We can't set up the pass. We can't do shit. Now, Joe Burrow looked like a fucking superstar yesterday. I did have this game pegged as a loss. Definitely did. Because I didn't know how we was going to be able to handle things. And the way our defense has been playing lately, we ain't able to handle shit. Joe Burrow, 28 of that man missed 4 fucking throws. He was 3 TDs. He was sacked 3 times. Brock Purdy, 22 of 31. Not bad. 365 yards. Great. 1 TD, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks. Horrible. Joe Mixon, 16 carries for 87 yards and a TD. He put the dagger in our hearts at the end of the game. 5.4 yards a carry. Joe Burrow, 6 carries, 43 yards, 7.2 yards per carry. Brock Purdy, 6 carries, 57 yards, 9.5 yards per carry. Christian McCaffrey, 12 yards, 12 carries, 54 yards, 4.5 yards a carry. Why we go away from the run? Why did Christian McCaffrey only have 12? He seemed to be fine. I mean, shit, he was averaging 4.5 yards a carry. That works for me. Why we go away from that? Kyle's offense works best when the quarterback doesn't have to throw a lot. Because he always settles for regular quarterbacks. The best quarterback that I believe he had in his whole coaching career would have been Matt Ryan. I honestly believe that. And Matt Ryan could throw that many times and make shit happen at the time that Kyle Shanahan wasn't around because he was Matty Ice at that point. Now he's a shell of himself. It's a different situation. So the funny thing is I joked about the possibility of there being a Kirk Cousins sighting. Well, Kirk Cousins has torn his Achilles. He is out for the rest of the year, and he is a free agent next year. He is no longer going to be with the Vikings. So I don't know how long it takes an Achilles to heal, but I can tell you this. Brock keeps playing the way that he's playing. The season doesn't go the way that we think it is. I believe Sam Darnold's on a 1-year deal. I believe so is Brandon Allen. You could see Kirk Cousins here next year. It will have taken him 7, almost 8 years to get the guy he wanted, but he could be here. A lot of people were saying that they possibly could make the trade and do it this year. No. You already committed to Brock Purdy. It would be dumb to bring in another quarterback, and plus you can't pay him. You have the money, but that money has to be allocated elsewhere. And don't get me wrong, Cousins may be a little bit cheaper by now, but that doesn't mean he's going to take $20-something million. Kirk Cousins is still going to want, that 35 and up. He ain't playing for less. So I don't know what needs to happen, but somebody's got to figure out something because the offense was piss poor. We can't score. We're dropping the football. When Brock Purdy is your leading rusher, that is a negative thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kittle, 9 catches for 149 yards. BA, 5 for 109. And CMC, 6 for 64. But it seems like Christian McCaffrey is the only person who knows how to score. Brock Purdy, he had that fumble. He fucked that up. You know what I'm saying? Jamar Chase and BJ Hill both, had fumble recoveries for, Irv Smith Jr. He lost a fumble, and we had recovered that. Logan Wilson. Now, one thing I will say is on Nitty Gritty Niners show yesterday, they said Logan Wilson and Breezy said who? Let me tell you something. I watched Logan Wilson the last couple of years. That's a formidable ass linebacker. He has been a at least top 5, top 10 of every statistical category for several years. Logan Wilson is not to be fucked with. I know that. I did my homework. The dude is definitely well worth every penny, and he is definitely a star. He's just underrated. Nobody talks about him because he's in Cincinnati and he doesn't do anything fly or flashy. But Logan Wilson is definitely a formidable talent. And that's not a shot at Breezy or anything. I'm just saying he led them with 11 tackles. Next closest person was 6 with Sam Hubbard. You know what I'm saying? But Hubbard had a sack, and then Cam Taylor-Britt had his TFL. Mike Hilton with his TFL. We had Trey Hendrickson with his sack. You know what I'm saying? And just Logan Wilson with his interception. Jermaine Pratt with his interception. And y'all know me. Y'all know how I am when it comes to throwing an interception. The first thing I'm going to do is if they score on that, that's on the quarterback. I'm sorry. You gave them the ball. You threw the ball to the defense, which turned it over to their offense. Their offense scored. That is your fucking fault. And if people don't like that, kiss my fucking ass. He can't go out there and play defense. I know that, but you should be giving the other team the ball to be able to give their offense a chance to score. You did that. You opened the door for it. So therefore, this is on you. And it just pisses me off that we are playing piss poor. It is horrible. We can't win a game to save our lives. Now, after this bye week, we better come out with our head screwed on, and we better go back to scoring 30, and Moody better not miss for the rest of the motherfucking season. But we've got to do something. This shit ain't working, man. And Kyle, for the life of me, CMC is not the only person on this offense. He's not. Stop overusing him. Every 5 minutes, CMC on the damn field. Every second, CMC is on the field. And then you spell him. Let me tell y'all about Elijah Mitchell. First of all, he can't stay healthy. We all know that. As Niner fans, we understand that. Elijah Mitchell did nothing running the ball. This nigga had 0 carries for 0 yards, but he was in the game. Why? Why is Elijah Mitchell in the game? Jordan Mason has done nothing but show that he is well worthy of every snap that he gets. Jordan Mason has done nothing but show Kyle and Bobby Turner and Anthony Lynn that he is definitely the guy that should be on the field. But oh, no. We got to let Kyle have his guy. This guy has to be on the field. We want to make sure that we allow Kyle to make the decision. Fuck that. If I'm Bobby Turner, Jordan, get your ass in there. Elijah, sit the fuck down somewhere. What's going on, Eddie? But this is bullshit. 3 games and 17 points, and we keep getting our ass kicked. Defense tear our O-lines to shit, and we ain't doing nothing. And once again, this is why I say Kyle is not a leader of men. Because if you are a leader of men and you have watched your O-line get massacred for games on end, get in their ass. Talk some shit. Pull them together on the O-line. Snatch Forrester's ass up. Hey, everybody, including the backups, get the fuck over here. What are y'all doing? What are you seeing? What's not working? What do we need to do? Because I'm not going to continue to keep coaching you motherfuckers and y'all keep going out there playing like shit. If that's the case, there are backups behind you that could come in and play your spot. Figure it the fuck out. No, not Kyle. Just going to stand there. Facial expressions do nothing, motherfucker. When Jimmy fucked up like this, Kyle was in his ass. He said nothing to Brock Purdy. You watch this young man fail for 3 games straight. Brock Purdy looked like a whole 7th-round pick. And I can tell you right now, if this season is a failure, you're going to look real stupid, Kyle. Real dumb. Because you traded away Trey Lance and said he wasn't worth shit. You figured Sam Darnold was it, which everybody knows Sam Darnold is not. And you said, hey, man, Brock's the guy. I saw what I needed to see. That's it. I'm done. And I knew that at the end of the season. I knew he was going to do that. Because I'll stick to what I've said before. Kyle does not fuck with black quarterbacks, period. And anybody that doesn't believe me, look at his goddamn track record with him. He doesn't like him, period. It is what it is. The man has a preference of quarterback. It is Caucasian. I don't care what nobody says. You can try to tell me something different. I have more than enough evidence to back up my motherfucking theory, period. You know what I'm saying? And look at this. Eddie said his guy's school, his son's high school football coach is more of a leader than Kyle. And that's some bullshit. Close this window. Landscaping out here. I don't want that to interrupt my shit. But that's what I'm saying, man. We out here just looking like some straight up fucking punks. You know, and it's really getting on my last nerves, man. We gotta turn this shit around. You like this off week, get your mind right, get your body right, do what you need to do. I don't care if you gotta go take a trip somewhere, do whatever the fuck you need to do. But at the end of the goddamn day, you better come back with your head screwed on straight, and you better figure out how the fuck to start winning some goddamn games. Shout out to Breezy because he always says Debo is an integral part of this defense. And a lot of people were writing him off and maligning Debo for when he was holding out and everything. But Debo definitely is an integral part. It is what it is. Debo creates the effect of having too many people to cover. He breaks 5-man fronts with screens, slants, motions, defense, paying attention to wherever he is. Exactly. Brock is still the starter, but we have to be real about the future. He is only good for us this year. And we can't pay him. I can tell you that, and that's what I'm saying. All the Brock's the real deal, and well, where the fuck is the real deal been for the last 3 games? Where the fuck is he at? Because he ain't been here. The real deal been missing. And that's the problem. We can't score on offense. The defense ain't got no confidence because they already know once they get the ball back to us, we ain't going to do shit with it. And it makes it harder to be out there all that motherfucking time. Yes, we got it like it, and Mooney, you better get that shit together, man. Stop holding. I don't know what you're doing, but you're fucking it up. You keep holding. There were several penalties against you yesterday. I don't know what's happening, but it seems to me that We need to start looking into cornerbacks who actually have speed. Because Jamar Chase ate us alive. Isaiah Oliver needs to be nowhere near Jamar Chase. And if Mooney is our best DB, let him travel. Wherever the fuck Jamar is, Mooney need to be. You don't trust Mooney, put Demo in. You don't trust Demo, there's still a young man still on the bench, can't get no burn, named Sam Womack, who's a very scrappy defender. Put him out there, let him get his lumps, because we look like we are falling and falling fast. The defense couldn't stop shit. They found every soft spot in that zone yesterday. They worked that shit to the max. And we got fucked for it. With no Vaseline. Pause. There was nothing we could do, man. Nothing. And it hurts my heart that we go out there and we try. We do anything that we can. Still, it's failure. And what kills me is a lot of people are jumped right on the Sam Darnold train. Trade Lance, we don't see what the coaches see. No, it's not the case. Minnesota technically don't have a quarterback. So if they called Dallas to get Trey Lance, I wouldn't be surprised. Trey Lance and Justin Jefferson, that could be a thing. Just saying. And it kills me that, once again, they have full autonomy in the building. They can do whatever they want because they're not going anywhere. So the frustration of dealing with Kyle and dealing with John as the head coach and GM pair, we're just going to have to keep dealing with that. We have no other options. There's not going to be another. They're not looking into another head coach. They just gave them extensions. So it's stupid to pay somebody that's not going to be here, which is what the 49ers seem to like to do anyway with all these injury-prone ass people that we fucking bring around. And it's extremely unfortunate, man. When you just look at it, man, we got killed yesterday. Jamar Chase, 10 catches, 100 yards, and a TD. T. Higgins, 5 for 69. He averaged 13 yards. Tyler Boyd, 3 for 40. He averaged 13 yards. He had a TD. I don't know who the fuck Los Isovius, Losa, whatever his name is. Andre caught a TD too. You know what I'm saying? We forced turnovers. Nothing. We out there just looking bad. They got their 2 picks. You know what I'm saying? Mitch out there, he punted 3 times, 151. They punted 3 times, 140. You know what I'm saying? So it's just Jake Moody, once again, 1 of 1 for his field goal and 2 for 2 for his extra points. But it's killing me right now that we can't figure out what the fuck to do. And this is really, really pissing me off. We never gave Trey Lance again an actual chance, and we traded him away and said, fuck it, we'll just roll with Brock. And that 5-game winning streak had everybody fooled. They were like, yeah, man, this dude's great. We ain't going to lose the game. We ain't doing this. And what did I tell y'all? If we don't score 30 and Moody misses, then we lose. Now, Moody didn't miss, but we definitely didn't score 30. So it seems like that's the common denominator. If we don't score 30 points, we're going to lose games. It's that simple. Because I can tell you right now, you know who scored 30? The Bengals did. They scored 31. They won. Like, these are the things that I'm talking about. Like, it's extremely frustrating. And I'm starting to wonder if this really is who Brock Purdy is. Is the O-line that bad to a point where the young man can't make throws? You know what I'm saying? Or is it just the fact that this is who the guy is? And like I said, Nick from First Things First, man, he probably sit across from the table across from Broussard and everybody else looking, going, y'all wanted me to crown him again? I don't think so. So it's very frustrating, man. It hurts my heart that we're out here and we just look bad. Defense looks like shit. Offense can't score. We can't keep up with teams. And the biggest thing for me is a lot of people say, well, you never want a quarterback to face adversity. Well, Brock Purdy has faced adversity the last 3 games, and you know what? He ain't shown up and he ain't showed out. He's failed. He has failed the last 3 games. I understand the O-line and everything like that. There it is. Well, look at that. CJ just put it up right here. When he was at Iowa State, what happened? He had 33 turnovers in 46 games. That means in 13 games, he didn't have a turnover. That's not a good that's not a good ratio. Not very good. So it's a situation where we have to figure out what's wrong. But I can tell you right now, I don't want to see Sam Darnold on the fucking field. That I don't. I don't want to see that man anywhere near the field because he ain't gonna do nothing to see ghosts and keep fucking up. Because Sam Darnold went out there and thrown 2 interceptions. Most likely he could have. Could he have went out there and possibly thrown 3 or 4? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. But I'm sorry, Brock Purdy. It seems like that whole magic that he had for that time is worn off. Teams have figured out how to play our offense, and they send everybody. And they dare you to throw it. And they say, hey, look, doesn't matter. Your O-line's trash. We don't give a fuck about that. Spencer Burford, Jake Brendel, Aaron Banks without Trent Williams to his left, or whatever. Colton McKivitz, ha! They laugh at our O-line. They scoff at us. They don't care. They've been coming through for us for the last several weeks, and they've been getting there. You know? And we got to start turning this around. And this bye week is, like I said, everybody better come back with their head in the game, be ready, be fully healthy and ready to go. If you've got Danny Gray and you want to deploy him, deploy him. But it just kills me because Kyle doesn't show any innovativeness because he will not, I repeat, will not in any way, shape, or form use the players that he has. Ronnie Bell looked fantastic in preseason. No one prepares for the guy because he isn't on the field. Why not throw him in there for a couple of plays? See what he can do. See how busy he can get. Typically, when you look good in preseason, that garners you some kind of rapport with the coaching staff, and you would be like, all right, cool. Yeah, something is definitely wrong. Yeah, definitely something's wrong. You know, and I know there was a rumor about him saying, you know, his arm isn't back to full strength. Well, yeah, it definitely wouldn't be. You can't anticipate something like that. But it is what it is. There's no innovation. And yeah, Kyle never uses rookies. You're right, Dynamite Dave. He doesn't. And that's what really pisses me off is that he won't go to rookies. He refuses to. He acts like rookies are the plague or fucking, you know, AIDS when it first came out or some shit. Like he always does that. You know what I'm saying? Like he never gives rookies a chance, and I don't know why. Because those rookies could come out and show you something. They could do some things. You could start the game plan with them and figure out how the fuck to use them. But when your whole offense hinges on nothing but Christian fucking McCaffrey, don't get me wrong. It's nice that the man scored 2 TDs, but we have George Kittle. We have Brandon Ayuk. We have Ronnie Bell. We have Jordan Mason. You know what I'm saying? We have Jawan Jennings. We have Ray McLeod. We have a whole bunch of other people outside of Christian McCaffrey that can do things, Kyle. Last time I checked, this was a team sport. It wasn't Brock and Christian. But it would be nice. There is not a replacement for Debo. I agree with you on that. But Ronnie Bell could do some things. He could get busy. You could scheme up some shit for him. You could try to find a way to, when your players are missing, you scheme up other guys. You come to them and you tell them, hey, look, so-and-so's out. So this next game, I'm going to depend on you to be getting busy and do this, do that, woo, blah, blah, blah. No, not Kyle. Well, so-and-so's out. We're just going to use the guys that we have. Ray, get out there. Ray ain't been doing shit. Ray is not a natural receiver. Ray is a kick returner. What's going on, Rod? Like, come on, man. You have more than enough people that you can go to that you can try to figure out a way to scheme shit up. Offensive genius, offensive minded, and Kyle's the greatest. And, you know, he's so smart, and everybody in the league is running a version. Well, everybody else in the league that's running a version of his offense seems to be winning games except him. Don't know why that is. But I can tell you right now, your stubbornness, your unwillingness to actually adapt and to go beyond your script and to find other players and to look within the building and say, hey, this is it. This is the guy. Okay, let me use this guy. They're not ready for this dude. They don't understand how he plays. They're not prepared for this guy. They won't see him coming. Your stubbornness is what helps you to lose games. For as innovative and awesome as he is, motherfucker can't get, he doesn't figure it out. And I'm telling you right now, if you put Ronnie Bell in that game and you put Jordan Mason in that game, I feel like it goes a whole different way. When you're running up the gut again, Jordan Mason. We don't need to put Kyle. I mean, we don't need to put Christian in up the gut. Not saying he's a chump, but be smart. If you're going to do it, you know what you should do? Give Christian 20. Give Jordan Mason 10. You ran the ball 30 times. You shouldn't throw the ball no more than 20 to 25 times. Typically, that's how you win your games most of the time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, CJ's right. Kelsey without KC without Kelsey, shit don't work right. And it's frustrating, man. And I'm just tired of watching us go out there every weekend, just continue to lose, continue to fail. So Kyle's got to get his head out of his ass, and he's got to figure out shit on offense. Wilkes has got to get his head out of his ass and figure out this shit on defense, because this zone defense that he's running is not allowing these players to do things they need to do. I don't know what's happening, but I can tell you right now, under D'Amico and under Saleh, we did not have these kinds of holes in that zone defense. Yes, every now and then somebody would catch a play, but typically we kept things in front of us. We never allowed anyone to get behind us, and we never allowed such gaps. Like, there were so many times where Jamar Chase was so wide open, the man could have sat down and had a dinner with his woman, caught the ball, waited a few moments, and then ran into the end zone. Our coverage yesterday was pathetic. You know what I'm saying? And there it is. Eddie Glover said it best. We have a 7-year sample size. When Kyle gets behind, the innovation disappeared. He tightens up. Been doing this since he lost the Super Bowl with the Falcons. Thank you. So all y'all love Kyle. And I know I have to deal with this motherfucker for the next 6 years. He's not, he isn't that guy. If he is, we should have a Super Bowl by now. If he is, we shouldn't be losing games like this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, man. When you score better, when you score more points, it helps your defense. It gives them a little bit more confidence. Things work out a little bit better. But when you don't score points, your defense is out there. They're like, fuck. Even if we stop these motherfuckers and they ain't about to make a difference. Will you see defenders taking plays off? Yeah. I'm not about to go out there and go hard only for these motherfuckers to get on the field and fail again. I've told people a million times, if I was a DB in the NFL and I caught an interception, I would go directly to my quarterback and say, hey, man, I got this. You go out there and do what you need to do. I got you the ball. Make it happen. Every time I caught an interception. You know why? That's your job. You're on offense. Your job is to score on offense. My job on defense is to score if I can. That's an if. There's not a I should. Like, this is the shit, man. They put 5 men on that line, they killed us. So it's bullshit, but we got to do what we got to do, man. And we got to figure this shit out. You know, I'll probably be back on a little bit later tonight with my guys from the Forever Faithful podcast, let some more of this out. But I just had to vent a little bit, man. It's getting really, really shitty that we can't do anything. We can never make it. We can't get over the hump. The one time we did get to the Super Bowl, Kyle got lackadaisical against Patrick Mahomes and lost. Like, I don't know. And there's a lot of people that are out there that are like, who else could replace him? I don't fucking know, but we better start looking for the best next offensive, innovative person that we can find, because Kyle Shanahan right now is showing us that when he gets behind, he fails and that he can't do anything else. And we're screwed. But appreciate y'all for stopping in, hanging out with your boy. Everybody stay up, stay faithful. Like I said, I'll be back a little bit later. We'll try to figure this thing out, man. Let's hope we can. Peace.